And yet it seems unabated, Gary. And why wouldn't it be when you've got our own Prime Minister under fire for simply saying Happy Australia Day in his Australia Day message today?
Working together, we can make this an even better, stronger and fairer country. Happy Australia Day.
Apparently wishing someone a happy Australia Day is an act of deliberate cruelty on this day of mourning, Gary.
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous. Look, I love our Australian flag. It's a symbol of our national unity. There are a lot of other flags that people like to fly from time to time, Liz, but look, that is one flag. We are one people who can really rally around one flag. If you're anywhere around the world, you know exactly what the Australian flag looks like if you need trouble. We also wrap ourselves in it during times of glory. Yet you've got not just the Prime Minister, who's unsure about what his view on all of this is. He really isn't. He'd be looking at the polls before he'd make these statements. But you've got people who are holding positions of great authority, like cricket captains and vice captains. You know what happened at the Gabba today? Hardly anybody went. You know, people in Brisbane decided, I don't think we need to be showing up at the woke cricket. And those who did were confronted by those who were screaming that the cricket shouldn't have been held on Australia Day. It's like people believe in free speech as long as they're the only ones doing the talking. And yet, Liz, we as a country, we celebrate our differences, we celebrate our unity. We've got to come together on days like this. It's really important we do, because people around the world are trying to pull us apart. Their agents are everywhere in our big corporates. I mean, I want our Qantas back. I want my Woolworths back. I want my cricket back. I want these people to get out of the way and let us get back to the way we always used to be.
Hear, hear, Gary, preach. I think everyone needs to take a leaf out of Bev McArthur's book. Check this out. She's the Liberal member for Western Victoria. And I think she's got the right idea for dealing with the haters on Australia Day. Take a look.
I'm delivering a flag to Samantha Ratnam, leader of the Greens, because it's most important that everybody has a flag to celebrate Australia Day tomorrow. And I'm very sure that the Greens don't have a ready supply of Australian flags, so I think it's most important that the leader of the Greens has an Australian flag. Let's see if she's home. No answer. I don't think she is home. But anyway, Samantha, here's your flag. Happy Australia Day.
Love your work, Bev. That's the Aussie spirit, isn't it, Gary? That's how we deal with the haters, I think. Just reignite the Aussie larrikin in us.
Well, look, I know Bev well, known her for a long, long time, served with her husband. Look, can I tell you, she walks softly, she talks softly, but she's carrying a flagpole. I mean, what a terrific response to all of that. And I feel sorry for people who live in electorates of the Teals and the Greens, who today weren't able to fully commemorate their citizenship ceremonies the way in which others did. I know that all around Brisbane, there were thousands of people, for instance, became citizens today. A massive ceremony at City Hall that the Lord Mayor ran, as he always does, and different councillors in different places, including, you know, one Liberal councillor was praised by the Speaker, Milton Dick, as, you know, being a real gem. For those who are becoming citizens, you've got the best councillor in Brisbane. So, you know, Angela Owen, good on you for doing that. I guess what I'm trying to say is, we've got a great country. We should be proud of it, and we should be welcoming people and realise that January 26 is a part of the family history of millions of people, because that's the day in which they become citizens, and yet these people pour scorn on it and say they should somehow rather be embarrassed by it. I'm not embarrassed by it. I love Australia, and I'm happy to entertain the jerks who don't.
I love that. That is the Aussie spirit, Gary. And no need to tell me, I used to be a city councillor, and I tell you what, Australia Day, we used to have a massive citizenship ceremony. People would cry. They were so happy, as they should be, to be pledging allegiance to the greatest nation on earth and be welcomed into the Australian family. They recognised it as an honour. It's our PM and seemingly every Labor government in the country, as well as 81 now, 81, Gary, local councils in this fair nation who refuse to hold citizenship citizenship ceremonies on this blessed day. It's an utter disgrace.